Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Hard Count Football Podcast Live. My name is Jacob Charnow, leading the next generation of football fans live on the Hard Count Football YouTube channel and on 1252 Sports Chicago. Guys, week 11 is upon us. We're really excited. We got a lot of games to talk about. I'm going to have Harry the Greek here in just a few moments to talk about every single game, all the lines, and we're going to give you our favorite bets of the week. So with that being said, let's get him right in here right now. Harry the Greek, man. Let's get him in. Harry, what's going on, man? How are you?
You, brother, how are you? Thanks
I'm
for having
doing,
me on.
of
It's
course.
it's a, it's a little chilly out here today. It's 71.
Is it so chilly out in Tampa,
Hello
Florida?
to my Tampa, Florida that gives us a disservice, sir. This is the west coast of Florida. We're north of St. Pete, south of Clearwater, very, very close to the Gulf beaches. How's the weather up there in northern Jersey? But better yet, how's the weather up there in Chicago?
Yeah, so here in New Jersey, we got 55 and cloudy. We got a high of 55 and cloudy. It's probably around 42 right now. It's going to be a little chilly, but I'm heading out to the Jets game today, so it'll be throw a jacket on there. It'll be a lot of fun. I don't know
It's gonna be
what's
a
the
lot
weather
of
in
fun.
Chicago right now. How's it going over there for them?
It's chilly. That's all I know. It's chilly.
Always
Probably going
chilly.
to be in the 30s, 40s. Who the hell knows? But what's going to be funner is in the next couple of weeks when I'm producing your show for you, and I'm in my backyard in front of the pool with the palm trees, and the Greek will be in the pool with a drink in his hand, while everybody up north is sitting in front of the fires going, "Shit!
Um,
Can
You
summer
know,
please come quicker?"
I'm not letting that happen because that's not going to happen, Harry. But we got a lot of games to talk about, so let's get into it. This is a fun one to start. The Detroit Lions plus 12.5 on the road against the Cleveland Browns. Jared Goff will not be playing for the Lions today. It will be Tim Boyle making his first NFL start, taking snaps under center, playing against the banged up Baker Mayfield with a returning Nick Chubb. They got Dearness Johnson back, but they don't have Kareem Hunt back, and they lose OBJ. Obviously, they look ugly
Yeah.
last week, Harry. It looked really, really bad. How is this team going to bounce back against the Lions this week? Do you like this line? Tell me what you like and why.
Do I like this line? It's one of my top picks of the week. Are you kidding me? I don't care if Baker Mayfield is not playing or he is playing. Seriously, they're going to run the ball right down Detroit's throat. Detroit played their Super Bowl last week when they played Pittsburgh. They should have won the game by all rights, which by the way, I had correctly. I wanted them to win the game, but it's a push. But hey, I told everybody to take it with the points. And if you remember correctly, I says grow some cojones and go ahead and play the money line. Well, if you did, you didn't lose any money. You made money when you played the line. They should have won that game. But Cleveland wins in a landslide in this game.
Yeah,
Absolute
yeah,
landslide.
I can't see any way that Cleveland doesn't. I mean, I don't see a way they don't win the game. I don't see a way that they don't win by a lot. I mean, 12.5 points. I know it's a lot. I know it's a scary looking number, but Cleveland all the way here. Nick Chubb's going to run. This could be 150 yards from scrimmage for Nick Chubb, and he doesn't even catch the ball. So 150 rushing yards for Nick Chubb today. Pair of touchdowns. I'm expecting a big game from him. So I'm playing the Browns all the way here, Harry.
Hey, before you get started, I just wanted to say welcome to 1252. By the way, Jacob, it's an honor to have you out here. Plus, if you have a question or comment, don't forget to post them. We don't have open phone lines here yet. Sorry, Jacob. I'll do that for you next week. I promise you'll have open phone lines for your show. That way you'll be able to take calls and questions. And don't forget to share the show because this is how they do it organically. Hit that share button, hit that like button, and make sure you follow that man sitting to my left over here, Mr. Jacob Charnow, because at the bottom of it, it said he's live and he's leading the next generation of football fans. I'm the current, he's the next.
Yeah, here we go. This is where you can follow me here on Twitter, Jacob Charnow, and then over there you can see right above Harry. You can see you can subscribe to
Hard Count Football
on YouTube. So that's exciting.
Hey, you got some comments in here already.
Ooh, let's bring him in here. Jaden, what's up? He says, "Hey, Charnow, what's going on, Jay? How are you, man?"
What's up, Jay? How you doing, man? Adam Padermo Rivera says next week will be lower 50s here in Tampa Bay. Don't tell him that. It's going to be for the lows, not for the highs. Stop, Adam.
Yeah, that's the highs here. 55 today and cloudy with I would guess a lot of wind, a whole lot of wind because
It
why not?
could be. It very, very, very well could be.
I'm gonna be freezing in my seat here, but I get to watch Joe Flacco play. But we'll get to that game. But for now, let's move on. The San Francisco 49ers coming off a huge win, Harry. That was a big win last week against the Rams. I didn't see that coming at all. They're favored by 6.5 points on the road against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Points total here is 45. I mean, Harry, I can't see. I know the Jaguars, they beat the Bills. You know, they do whatever they did last week. Harry, I just can't see a way that the Niners, even without, Elijah Mitchell, they're getting Jeff Wilson back. I can't see a way that they don't run the ball down the Jaguars' throat. I mean, the Jaguars have quietly been playing some good defense, but I think the Niners are just going to tear them apart. I think their game plan is going to be better. I'm taking the -6.5 here, Harry.
Well, they're not actually 6.5. They're down to 5.5 in most books. If you're at 6.5, still take them. But I'm going to tell you right now, I bet a ton on this game already. I have San Francisco -5.5. And let me tell you something. San Francisco's back. In the beginning part of the year, I was kind of laughing at them, going, "This team's never going to get healthy." They're still not healthy. They're really playing some ball. Shanahan's got these boys playing again, and they're going to make a run. I'm telling you, they're going to make a run, and this is going to be their statement game.
RELAX.
Let me explain something to you, young buck. You're not allowed to ever say that on this platform.
Relax.
We hate the Packers.
I know.
Okay. Yeah.
I know.
No.
I know. But listen, I know. But listen.
Hold on. What was that, Fat Mike? Hang on.
Yeah.
Cut the kid now.
Yeah. I think I'm done here. This might be my last show. I made it 2 weeks. That's more than I thought I would. But listen, the Niners, I understand they played really well last week. They played really, really well. Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to stay consistent. Okay, to say they're definitely not as bad as they have looked, but to say that they're back and that they're going to make a run after one game, I can't see it. I can't see it. Jimmy Garoppolo is too inconsistent for me. I don't love it. I think his defense is so on and off. The secondary has at times looked fantastic, at times looked like my Jets secondary. It really looks, they're too inconsistent for me to say right now that they're going to make a run, but I do think that they're going to beat the Jaguars up in this game for sure. So, yeah.
Okay.
Good win last week, Jacob. Oh, I beat him in fantasy.
You're a loser. That's what it is. I'm only teasing you, Adam.
Beat him in our
Adam says in the fantasy league. Adam also says Jacob has A.J. Dillon too. Good stack on your bench.
I've held on. Man, I am such a patient fantasy owner. I have held on to A.J. Dillon for 11 weeks or 10 weeks of the season, waiting for him to do something, waiting for him to blow up. Now was the time, man. Now was the time. Love it.
And announcing the troll of all trolls, you have been blessed, sir.
Troy Polamalu? Absolutely.
Yes, there you go, brother.
Want me back? They want. Okay, hold on. This is what Harry before the show was like. Is there anything that you want to touch on other than the games? Yes. The answer. I said no, but the answer was yes. Can Rex Ryan shut his mouth? Oh my God! What are you doing? Who are you calling out? Honestly, this is a first year coaching. He gets blessed in 2009 with the Mike Tannenbaum's already AFC championship filled roster. Right? A Mike Tannenbaum filled roster. Rex Ryan didn't even build that roster. I love Rex, and I think he was a great defensive coach. I think he was just the guy that the Jets needed in 2009, that beat on your chest kind of guy that they needed, right? But that wasn't what the Jets needed right now. What they got with Robert Saleh, everyone was preaching patience with this team a few weeks ago, and now they blow one game. They get blown out to the Bills. They give up a ton of points defensively, and all of a sudden Rex Ryan saying, "Don't compare me to this guy." Rex, nobody's comparing you to Robert Saleh. You guys are opposite coaches. You are. Saleh preaches patience. He preaches these guys, they're professionals. They don't need to be screamed at. They need to be coached. If Rex Ryan, you are still just, it feels like he's just trying to stay relevant at this point, constantly calling out, when the Jets do well, oh, Saleh is this coach. Oh, LaFleur is this great offensive coordinator. And when they do bad, oh, don't compare me to Saleh. Saleh sucks. He's the worst coach. They should have hired him. Come on. Really? This team is going through a rebuild. At least look at this offense and say, there's a blueprint on how to run it. The offense can be run successfully. We've seen it. Mike White ran it successfully just a few weeks back. Josh Johnson ran it successfully against the Colts. The Bills, they game planned well against it. Michael LaFleur, he just needs to learn to adjust. That's it. He needs to adjust his play calling as the game continues, but that's a fix. He's a rookie offensive coordinator. That'll happen with time. I'm confident in that. Am I concerned about the defense? Yes, I'm concerned about the defense. But once again, this is the youngest roster in the NFL. They have an incredibly young secondary. They have young linebackers. They have a young defensive line. They get Carl Lawson back next year. They're going to have 2 picks, probably in the top 15. This just stay calm. They're going to have 2 second rounders. Relax. They're going to go defensively. Saleh's going to get the talent he wants. If next year they have all the talent and they're still giving up this many points consecutively and consistently, then we can start having a conversation. But Rex Ryan needs to shut up and just let this team work because they don't need outside distractions. If anything, as a young coach, you should be as a former guy, you should be supporting. Hold on, he should be supporting this young coach and this young team, not bringing them down and adding another distraction to what's already going on there.
So, from all Chicago sports fans out there, we say from the bottom of our heart, RELAX. Relax. Better? You feel better?
Yeah, I feel so much better.
See, Troy, you see what you did, Troy Polamalu? You got my boy started early at like dark 30. Jesus Christ.
8:13 in the morning for you guys.
Facebook user, hello, Harry Jacob. Glad I found you again. Was missing you. $1 report. Harry, where are you still today? Facebook user, I don't know who you are. However, when you do log out and come back in the description, it'll have like a little blue thingy there. You just hit the link, accept it. That will be able to tell you what your name is. Where you can find me on 1252 Sports.
Yep.
Right out of Chicago. I'm having an absolute blast. I still have the over-unders on Friday night at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, and with Jacob Charnow and the Hard Count Football Podcast. You can find them at 8 o'clock Central and 9 o'clock Eastern on Sunday mornings right here, which is a lot of fun, but I do appreciate you logging in. Adam Padermo says Rex Ryan might be the new Bears coach next year. He definitely wants to coach again.
He definitely want to talk more. He definitely wants to talk more.
We'll take him.
Yeah, sure you will.
We'll take him.
And I'm sure you'll be on Hard Knocks the next year also.
Buddy, let me tell you something. Anything with the last name Ryan, they can't help himself. I mean, the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree.
Be careful.
His father was the same exact way. Okay, he was a hard-nosed coach. He talked more shit than anybody that was ever out there. Pardon my expression.
Right.
And you know what? But he was able to back it up. But there's one thing: neither one of his 2 boys will ever be his father. Ever. Oh,
I know. And I liked Rex as a coach. I really did like Rex as a coach. I don't know why he's running his mouth now. Like
Tony Costantino. What's up, Tony? Thank you, man. I do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And Adam Padermo says the FB user. That's cool.
Sir.
All right, let's get back to the games here, brother. Who do you like?
Colts +7 at the Bills next week, Harry. Or this week. Sorry, not next week. It's today. That game's today at 1. Colts +7. They're underdogs. I know. I watched the Bills last week tear apart my Jets in person. I did. Points total's 49.5. The Colts defense is better than the Jets defense. 7 points is a lot of points. The Bills
7.5, sir.
7.5. So the Bills have been a second half team for the last 10 weeks. Right? Last week they got it started or in the second quarter. And the Jets weren't stopping them at all, any drive. So that doesn't matter. I forget that game. Right? You don't include the outlier. If you look at the batch of games, right? At the mean of games, the Bills have been a second half team. The Colts, they play some good defense. I see that happening again today. I see this game being close. I think the Bills take it, but 7 points is a lot for me. I'll take the Colts +7 today.
Great pick. Great pick, Jacob. I got to tell you, that was one of my best games this week. I'm going to tell you why. A lot of people don't know that before the season started, the Buffalo Bills had probably a middle-of-the-road type of schedule as far as strength of schedule. As it turns out, they've had the easiest schedule so far in the National Football League. Let me repeat it. The easiest schedule in the National Football League. With that being said, if DeForest Buckner is playing, they will stop the run. They are going to force Josh Allen to throw. Indianapolis' secondary right now is extremely strong. Indianapolis' run game is really good. Carson Wentz, I'm not a big believer in yet. They do have is Pasquale playing?
I have no idea.
Okay,
I know.
and I know he's not even their best receiver, but he's going to be one of the keys in this game because Buffalo secondary right now is not playing very well. And if Wentz in Indianapolis has any success running that football,
they're going to. I'm not going to say if they are going to run the ball. Jonathan Taylor is going to run the ball down Buffalo's throat in this game.
then Indianapolis actually wins the game. Grow a set of cojones and go ahead and play him on the money line. The Greek is giving it to you. The money line. If you don't have them, take the 7.5 points, but I have them upsetting Buffalo just for those reasons. What's your next game?
I'm not giving that out. I'm giving out the +7 or +7.5, Harry. All right. The Miami Dolphins are 3.5-point favorites at MetLife Stadium to take on the Jets today. I'll be there. 44.5 is the points total, Harry. I'm staying away from this game, going to El Paso. I'm passing on it. I don't even want to touch it. I don't bet on Jets games. I've been disappointed way too many times to bet on the Jets. So, Harry, who do you like and why?
Brother, what are you kidding me? The great Joe Flacco is going to be starting at quarterback. Robert Saleh's got these guys really, really hyped up for this game. So for those reasons, play the Dolphins. I'm kidding. Go to Texas, El Paso. You couldn't bet stolen money in this game. It's horrible. Absolutely, or as you would say, Jacob, horrible.
Horrible. I don't talk like that. That's as you get more south, you get that.
Oh, stop it. It's horrible.
Listen, Troy, he's a troll. He's a troll, but I actually agree with this. The old Jets uniforms are so nice. Get rid of the Ninja Turtle ones. This is the only the green ones look disgusting. These are okay, and the black ones are nice, but the old Jets uniforms are iconic. I love them. I love them. I would love for them to bring them back. I definitely agree with that, Troy. All right. Washington football team +3.5 on the road against Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers, Harry. The point total is 42.5. Who do you like and why?
Oh, just say it again, buddy.
What? The Washington football team?
Yeah, the Washington football team. I love the Redskins. I mean the Red Wolves. I mean the Washington football team. Absolutely love this game today. Washington on the road, and I don't like too many road teams. Trust me when I tell you, because you're going to make most of your money, especially in gambling, when you bet the home team as an underdog. Okay, always, always, always try to find yourself taking the points on home teams. But this game, are you kidding me? Even without their two best defensive starters, Jacob, Washington wins this game outright. Take them on the points. But I got a funny feeling it's going to be a long day for Cam Newton. The question is Cam Newton for his press conference, is he going to have a pink feather in his cap, or is he going to have a blue one or a green one? And does he usually have two feathers? Let me know. Long or short sleeve suit coat, Jacob? What do you think?
Stop it. We are not allowed to clown Cam Newton for his outfits on this show. I love them. I think he is
I love him too, bro. Let me tell you something. That man, that's drip there.
Personalities in all of sports. I'm confident he has the swagger and the style, and he also won. I mean, we don't know how much anymore, but he used to be able to back up. He used to be able to back it up, right? He used to be able to play well on the field and come out.
Do you know what he spent in his wardrobe last year?
I don't know, but he's also incredibly nice. He's also a great guy to the media. He's
Are you
just
sitting down?
Great guy. I'm ready.
$2 million.
That's amazing. That's fantastic.
For real. Just think about that, man. That man's got more clothes than you can shake a stick at. Hey, you got some more comments here, buddy.
Amen.
I will. Adam Padermo says, Carter has looked good for you, Jacob.
Okay. As much as we have sucked this year so far, Michael Carter, Elijah Moore, man, they look good. And both Michael Carters, actually.
Adam, stop being a suck-up.
Curtis Martin. This is coming from the Giants fan, at least.
I know. At least he's a Giants fan.
No. All right. Jacob,
let me know if you play any fantasy football next season. Definitely interested in joining a league. DM me.
Fantasy baseball. I don't know. I never really do. I haven't really tried fantasy baseball. It seems confusing to me.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful out here. This weather. I mean, the sun is just like baking me right now.
Sure.
But anyway, no, it is.
I
It's getting a
love the
little
Harry.
warm.
You like Washington?
I love Washington.
I'll respectfully disagree with you. I like the Panthers. I really do like the Panthers in this game. I think.
Give me a reason why, because Cam's going to throw for 300 yards.
Oh no! I don't think. I don't think Cam's going to throw for 300 yards. I don't think so. What I do think is that this defense is going to stay locked down. I think the secondary looks good. The Washington secondary does not look good, right? Washington loses Chase Young for the year. I understand he tore his ACL, which sucks. He's a young star. You never want to see that, right? I understand Washington beats Tampa last year. Oh, this powerhouse Tampa Bay. Yeah, we'll talk because that's not the case. But man, Carolina, I think this is a Christian McCaffrey game, man. We're gonna see a big game from not Cam Newton. I think we're gonna see a lot of rushing yards from Cam Newton. I see maybe 200, 200 and 50. I'll say 250 passing yards from Cam Newton. Yeah. 250 passing
What
yards.
did your mother put in your cereal this morning, boy?
Cam Newton today. One touchdown, one throwing touchdown, one rushing touchdown from Cam in his home return.
I'm gonna have to speak to Miss Char now because I don't know what she's putting in your food.
His home return. And then we see Brian Burns come out, have a pair of sacks. You see this linebacker core play well. I do like the Panthers in this game, Harry.
Listen, if for those reasons you are correct, Carolina does beat them and they beat them handily. If Cam Newton throws for 250 and he throws for a run and one's for one, honestly, they will win. I just don't see it that way. I think Washington's defense, even without Chase Young, it's the next man up mentality. They're not dead, and I like what they're doing. Carolina's offensive line is suspect at best. I think they're going to get pressure into the backfield, and Cam Newton is going to be amped up for this game. He's coming back home. He's going up against his former coach, Jacob. And you know what? Ron Rivera, he coached him for a long time and he knows all his tendencies. And you know what? You beat him just like any other quarterback that's not patience. You know how you do that, Jacob? You run a lot of zone, keep everything in front of you, and you run two high safeties. And let's be honest. Cam Newton thinks he could fit a football through a picture window from 50 yards downfield. I see 2 picks in this game. That's why I like Washington. That's the only reason why I like Washington, because Cam Newton's not going to be able to be patient. What's your next game?
I got the Ravens -5 right now. That line might have moved. Harry, you let me know. Against the Bears at Soldier Field. Points totals 43.5. Oh, and by the way, in the Panthers game, I'm not gonna play a line, but I do like, because I don't know if the Panthers are gonna cover. I like the money. I think the Panthers will win the game. I think it'll be close though. What I do like is the over 42.5, because I have a weird feeling that this game goes to overtime. Anyway, Ravens -5 at the Bears. Harry, who do you like and why here?
Well, there's a lot to depend on here. I mean, I'm a homer for the Chicago Bears. I love what Justin Fields is doing. They just had very, very horrible news with Khalil Mack being out for the season. They did elevate his brother. I don't know if you knew this. His brother's also a linebacker. He was on the practice squad, got cut once this year, and now they've elevated him back. So they're going to have another Mack on the field, maybe, but it's just not going to be the good one.
Right.
No pun intended. The running game, you got David Montgomery. He's back to being 100 with Khalil Herbert. I mean, you're going to see a good running game. Baltimore defensively is not really all that good. The Lamar Jackson, there was a possibility that he wasn't playing. I think it's a smokescreen. He had an illness, in my opinion. He's not missing this game. But Mr. Brown, is the wide receiver's not playing for Baltimore either. So there's injuries on both teams.
Yep.
I think both defenses are going to be very tired chasing 2 young quarterbacks. When this game started earlier in the week, before they announced Khalil Mack being out, before they announced that Lamar Jackson was sick, this was Baltimore -7. After they've announced all the injuries, the line is only now -5. I'm not saying this because I'm a homer. Take the points at home with Chicago. I think it's going to be a very close game, and I just think that Justin Fields is going to get the better of him. And by the way, I was on another show, and they were talking about, I wonder if they just can go all out blitz like Miami did. You can against this team because the weapons that they have on offense for Baltimore, other than Lamar Jackson, is going to be very pedestrian-like, to be honest with you.
Listen,
And I think they're going to have success against them. What do you think, Jacob?
in fantasy this week, I'm starting. Because Kyler Murray, I drafted Kyler Murray in all of my leagues. So I've had to start some fun quarterback options the last couple of weeks. This week, in one league, I'm starting Justin Fields because why not? And then in my other league, I'm starting Cam Newton because why not? So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes this week. But yeah, I'm gonna go to El Paso in this game. I don't really like either of them. This game could go either way, in my opinion. It's gonna matter about how these teams start off. It really is. I think if Baltimore gets rolling early, I just don't think Chicago's gonna be able to catch up to them. Right? If Chicago can keep them locked down a little bit to start the game, I think they can keep that consistent. I think they'll be able to play some defense, and I think it'll be close. So I don't know. I'm gonna go to El Paso because I don't know how this game's gonna turn out right away. Next game. The New Orleans Saints are 2.5-point underdogs at the Philadelphia Eagles. The point total is 42.5. Trevor Siemian. Saints are on a losing streak. They haven't won a game since Jameis Winston went out. They lose by 2 to the Titans last week, to what is considered the best team in the AFC right now, which I still disagree with, but whatever. And the Eagles are up and down. Really, they really are. So Harry, what do you like here and why?
You know what? This is not a game I'm really going to give out too much, but if you push me into a corner, I'd have to take Philly at home minus a 2.5. But truthfully, I'm going to Texas, and Texas means
El Paso. We're not touching this game. I agree with you, Harry. Not touching it with a 10-foot pole, even if you try me. The Houston Texans, 10-point underdogs at the Tennessee Titans. Points total here is 44.5. He's clapping. He likes this game, Harry. What's up?
Hey, man, play Lovie Smith and the boys, especially on the defensive side of the football. He's got these guys really amped up. Tennessee's due for a letdown. Okay, the sexy pick is to take the Tennessee Titans. But trust me, you're going to get 10, almost 11 points by the time game time hits. Take Houston and the points in this game. Don't bet a lot, but just don't be scared. They're not as bad as what you think. They're going to be competitive in this game. Tennessee's due for a letdown.
Are the Texans coming off a bye?
I'd have to check, Jacob. My mind's not working. I'm 55. Give me a break, would you?
I'll tell you. I got 1 sec. I got my games from last week here, so I'll tell you. I think they are coming off a bye. The Texans are coming off a bye. So, but did you see how they looked against the Dolphins, man? Come on. You saw how Tyrod Taylor looked against the Dolphins. I don't know. I can't see. I like the Titans here. I just don't think. I think they're just gonna once again just run the ball. They really are. The Titans are gonna use this committee.
They're gonna have a hard time running the football. I'm telling you.
I don't know. I don't think
they're gonna have to beat Houston via the pass. They're going to make,
and they will. They will. But I don't think the Texans have the talent to stop anybody right now.
They got the talent to stop the running game. I assure you of that. That I've watched this team extremely closely. They're not as bad as what you think. This team is 1 or 2 players away from being decent. I'm not kidding you, especially on the defensive side of the football. This team can play. It's just that when if the offense doesn't give the ball up 4 times in the game and allows the defense to go ahead and give the opposing offense short fields, if they don't turn the ball over, this game will be competitive, Jacob. Believe me when I tell you in this game.
Man, I don't know. I really don't know. All right. Not a game that I'm sure Bears fans want to be talking about, but the Packers in an NFC North divisional matchup, minus 1.5 right now against the Minnesota Vikings. This is going to be a fun one. Harry, I know you're going to tell me it's a trap game. I don't understand, man. The Packers are minus 1.5 against the Vikings, who also Kirk Cousins has quietly been okay. 2 interceptions on the year.
He's having a career year.
He's doing really, really well. I don't think that they're going to be able to keep up with the Packers. I really don't. I think Aaron Rodgers he's going to light them up, man. He's going to light up this defense.
Yep. And for those reasons, that's why I don't like a side in the game. If you push me into a corner, I'd have to take the Packers laying the 1.5. But that's the sexy pick. You know what the easy pick is here, Jacob?
What?
The over, Jacob. The over. Neither team can play defense. It's 47. This is the top game of the Greeks week. Bet the over 47. It's a lock this week.
Fair enough. Oh,
Seriously, it's like a horse race at Belmont, or I'm sorry, the people in Chicago over in Arlington before they shut down. Okay, you got you got a horse 10 on the lead going into the stretch, and he hasn't even asked for the horse yet. Trust me, this game will be over by halftime.
or the Meadowlands, Harry, up here in North Jersey. We got
I don't watch buggy chasers. Okay.
yeah. The Cincinnati Bengals -1.5, same line here, against the Las Vegas Raiders, getting embarrassed last week against the Chiefs. Harry, I mean, I liked the Raiders last week. You liked the Raiders last week. The Chiefs just turned it up. We knew. I told you. I'm sure you knew it was going to happen at some point, right? This Chiefs offense was just like, maybe not consistently, but there was going to be a game where they're just like, they turn that switch, and then they all of a sudden score a ton of points. That's what happened last week. I need CMC today in my big money league. Don't worry, he'll put up points. All right, so Harry, the Bengals and the Raiders, two teams who have been inconsistent but solid. They started off the year real solid, but they've kind of slowed down a little bit in the last few weeks. This is a hard game to pick. Do you have a certain side in this that you like?
I kind of like this game a little bit because it looks like the Vegas Raiders came back to reality a little bit. Or was that more of a must-win game for the Kansas City Chiefs? And I kind of think it was more of a must-win game.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely.
If you're pushing me into a corner, this is not the game I'm actually giving out. But I kind of like the Raiders at home. I just do. You know, I just kind of like the Raiders at home. They're your boy, Hump Day 391, gonna hit. Facebook user, I think this is Tony. Harry, looks like you're in Seminole. What is the location? I'm guessing Willie Jewell's. No, Willie Jewell. I'm in Seminole. You are correct. We're at the Seminole City Center down here in beautiful west coast of Florida. Willie Jewell's is exactly 150 yards away. Where do you want to watch a good game? You can go right into the Irish 31 pub right next to the Seminole City Center. Cool. Anapodermo says, if Cam fails today, I can picture the Titanic song playing in the background.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Jacob didn't have his Dunkin' yet.
Yeah, I didn't have my Dunkin'. It'll be going in about, who knows? Just a little bit, though. How about them Tampa Bay Rowdies? Back-to-back Eastern Conference champs. That was an exciting game to witness in person last night. Down by 2 goals with 4 minutes left. Tied it up and won in extra time. Is that a soccer team?
Yes, sir. That's a soccer team. Sorry about that. But it is very exciting to see exactly what happened.
This is not the Hard Count Football podcast.
It's the football podcast.
Yeah.
Troy Polamalu. I have Real Madrid beat Barcelona.
Who knows? Who knows? I don't know if he's laughing because this is a real. Harry, why are you laughing? I don't even know what that. I mean, I know the teams. I don't know what the.
Because of this comment, Rowdies, and he's laughing hysterically.
Yeah, I don't. Man, I can't watch soccer. I can watch the World Cup. That's what I got going for me here.
Yep. Okay, good. Next game. And by the way, I kind of like the Raiders. But I'm going to tell everybody to go to Texas on this.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Texas. I mean, if I had to, yeah, I'll pick the Raiders. But I don't like anybody in this game. I really don't. The Arizona Cardinals with Colt McCoy starting at quarterback today for the third week in a row, plus 2.5 against the Seattle Seahawks. It's funny that the Seahawks have been playing so bad. Up or down?
They're -2 now, sir. It all happened today.
No, the Cardinals?
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to go ahead and give you the accurate line, but go ahead and give your reasons why. So I love correcting you, so go ahead.
With Kyler Murray? Really?
Yep, with Kyler Murray. Hang on.
On FanDuel right now, it actually went up to +3. The Cardinals are +3 right now at the Seahawks.
Yeah, my eyes are getting old. So yeah, they are +3. So Kyler Murray is definitely not playing. Sorry about that. I stand to be corrected.
But the Cardinals now are +3 at the Seahawks, Harry.
Just don't hit me, please.
You're good. The Seahawks have been playing so bad that even Colt McCoy they're only underdogs by 3 points today. Only 3-point underdogs. Man, I think it's only a matter of time before Russ is gonna. I'm not a homer. I promise. I love Russell Wilson, but I'm not a homer.
Sure, you're not.
The Seahawks are going to beat the Cardinals today.
The what?
The Seahawks are going to beat the Cardinals today. They will. It's going to be a high-scoring game. This game could go into overtime. I wouldn't be surprised. Or it could end on a last-second field goal.
Jacob, I agree with you.
But
okay, you can give me the heart music. I agree with you. I agree with you. Seattle's supposed to handle this team today. Seattle's going to it's going to be the get-right game. Colt McCoy, look, he's
not playing well. Listen, no disrespect to Colt McCoy. He's been playing really, really well these last few weeks.
What about Watkins? Is he playing?
Watkins.
And not Watkins. Who's the other wide receiver they have? Is it Sammy?
Hopkins is not playing today.
DeAndre Hopkins. Thank you, DeAndre Hopkins. Thank you. Look, it's just I could blame it on my age a little bit. Okay?
This is the last. This is why we're leading the next generation, Harry.
You know what I want to tell you, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. I'm sure you do. This is a family-friendly show for the most part, so we can't do that.
Let me call Fat Mike in here.
Yeah.
We'll make it family friendly.
That won't go well. Yeah, family friendly goes away when he enters, but it's okay. Listen, Harry, the Seahawks. Colt McCoy's been playing fine. Hopkins isn't playing today. I like that. I like that line. Jacob is correct. Oh yeah. Right, nice. All right.
And you know what? I have to look at my phone because she obviously can't follow directions either. No problem, honey. It's my wife.
Oh, yes. That's funny. All right, next game. This one's going to be fun. There's going to be opinions on this one. This one's going to be a fun one. The Dallas Cowboys, Harry, are +2.5. They're underdogs against those Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead today. Mm-hmm. Points total is 55.5. Mm-hmm. And I'm not touching that point total because it could honestly go over. Harry, what have I told you? What has been our big disagreement for the last 10 weeks of this season?
About how the Cowboys suck?
You say the Cowboys suck. I say the Cowboys are a good football team. I say the Cowboys are a Super Bowl contender. Harry, the Cowboys are going to beat the Chiefs today. Everyone's going to lose their minds. Everyone's going to lose their minds that the Cowboys beat the Chiefs. And I got
a Tebow here for a minute.
I'll use your words against you here, Harry.
What's that?
What have the Chiefs done to be favored in this game?
You're absolutely correct. I love this game. The Dallas Cowboys beat the Kansas City Chiefs this week. They are the best team in the NFC, right there with the Rams. Defensively is their only drawback. It's going to be a high-scoring game. The Kansas City Chiefs, believe me, they had one good game in a row. Dallas has had an incredible season this year. I stand to be corrected, but that's why I make money, Jacob.
Yeah,
because I do listen sometimes, but seriously, Dallas is going to beat them this week. 2.5-point underdogs on the road.
Listen, the Chiefs do get Clyde Edwards-Helaire back today, though, and he's a respectable back. I think they could secure that run game a little bit more if they want to run the ball.
Hey, I hear there's another running back that's out there too that just got cut from Baltimore. No puns intended.
I don't care. Say it, Le'Veon Bell, man. Goodbye from Baltimore, man. I'm glad he never complained once when he was on the Jets. He was a good Jet. He was a good Jet. He was a victim of Adam Gase. Sorry. I know. I love the Cowboys in this game. Take the plus two. Take the money line. Honestly, I think the Cowboys.
Take the money line. When are we going to talk about the top game of the week, sir?
We're going to talk. We got 2 more games here, Harry.
All right.
We got the Steelers and the Chargers. And then on Sunday night. Steelers are +5.5 on the road against the Chargers, which I don't know what the Chargers have been doing. I don't know why they've been trying to restrain Justin Herbert from throwing the ball. Really. I don't understand it. The Steelers, Big Ben is playing today. They're missing TJ Watt. They're missing Minkah Fitzpatrick, I think. This is just the Steelers are missing defensive pieces, but they're healthy offensively. 5.5 points is a lot. If the Chargers don't let Justin Herbert throw the ball, and he keeps doing what they've been doing, Steelers are going to cover. They're not going to win. I think the Chargers win, but the Steelers will cover. If Justin Herbert can throw the ball, Chargers will win by 10.
Okay. Before we address that game, I don't know who it is that says Facebook user. So I love Dallas today. What do used to think with the S in there? Used to. I'm gonna have to say that's someone from Jersey. What used to think. Love Dallas today, but thank you for the comment. Do appreciate it. What do I think of this game? It's my top pick of the week, guys. Seriously, I understand why you kind of like Pittsburgh, especially after looking as ugly as they did against the Bears. Never should have beat them, and then they should have got beaten by the Detroit Lions. But let's face it, guys, they're coming off a hard victory. I mean, a hard tie. They're traveling out to the West Coast. It spells doom. It's not a trap game. Be very confident. I don't care if Chargers were -7.5 in this game. They're not. They're only -5.5. Bet the farm, push it in with both feet and both hands. My top pick of the week. If you're going to play parlays, which I'm not a big proponent of, start everything with start everything with the LA Chargers.
I'm staying wary of this game. I'm probably going to go to El Paso.
Monday.
The New York Giants take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Giants are plus 11.5. This, Harry, is my top game of the week. Pound the Giants plus 11.5. I don't care who wins. I don't care what happens. Pound the Giants plus 11.5. The Bucs have not shown me that they are capable of destroying anybody. It's prime time. You know what conversation we're going to be having Tuesday morning, Harry? You know what conversation we're going to be? We're going to be, should the Giants stick with Daniel Jones next year after his performance on Monday night? That's going to be the conversation we're having next year, not on Tuesday morning, Harry. That because the Giants are going to walk into Raymond James Stadium. They're going to lose a close game to the Bucs, and the Bucs are going to hail themselves as the top dog still. And it's going to be funny because they are not. This is a one, and I know Tom Brady, blah, 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 Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Oh no, Leonard Fournette, Super Bowl Lenny.
And don't forget the victim of volume.
Listen.
Sorry, Peter. We love you, man. That was all in good love.
Listen. This is a game that the Giants could win.
Wow, that's strong words. Is it my turn?
They won't, but they could, which is why I think it's going to be close. 11.5. Too many for me. Too many for old Jacob. So I'll take the Giants as my game of the week plus 11.5 here, Harry.
You know, it's tough to have a game of the week when you're getting that many points. That's a pretty big conviction that you have, Mr. Jacob. But let me give you the reasons why I think the Giants may cover this game and why I feel as strongly about it, not as strongly as you do. I'd like to tell everybody you can wait a little closer to game time and you might even get 12.5. You got a whole day to do this. Look, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been notorious, especially on the road. Even though this game is at Raymond James Stadiums here in Tampa, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have not done very well as heavy predominant favorites. Let's go back to the playoffs from last year when they visited the Washington football team, and they were 13-point favorites, and they could have lost the game. They really could. They were a play away from getting beat, and the rest would have been history. They never even go to the Super Bowl. But shoulda, coulda, woulda, because let's be honest, almost only counts in horseshoes, hand grenades, and poo-poo fights, okay? Because if you get it close enough, you still get a little bit of stink on you. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Last year, they went to New York. They went to MetLife Stadium. They went to go play the Giants. They were 13.5-point favorites on the road last year. On the road, they were 13.5-point favorites. This year, they're only 11-point favorites, and they're at home. Okay, so clearly there is a huge difference in what these two teams, and they pale in comparison. They're a shadow of what they were from last year. So let me give you the skinnies on this game. Tampa secondary is getting a little healthier with Richard Sherman coming back. It doesn't do a lot for his on-the-field presence. However, he is a really good leader. Levante David's playing at an all-pro level. Vita Vea he could be out for the season. They feared a torn ACL, but it ended up being an MCL sprain and a bone bruise. Now, last year, when the Bucs invaded MetLife Stadium, I told everybody in the first half that the New York Giants would be covering the 7.5 points. And if you had any, you know what, play the Giants on the money line. I'll never forget it. I was at the Deck Bar and Grill down here in St. Pete watching the game with some of my colleagues and friends, and the Giants were winning. The Bucks barely pulled it out last year. The reason why I'm giving you the two comparisons between Washington and the Giants, because they're two very similar games. The Giants should have beat them last year. We're going to find out what happens this year. The football team themselves, Washington, should have beat them in the playoffs possibly, and they gave it to them in this game. I don't expect the Giants to win this game. It wouldn't surprise me if they did, but I do think it's a lot of points. Tampa's a little bit banged up. There's a little bit of dissension in the management and the coaching staff right now, especially on the offensive side of the ball, and Bruce Arians is really starting to become an indicting coach. Don't do that to the GOAT. Tampa Bay does not cover this game, but I assure you of one thing, I feel a lot more comfortable if you're going to play the game, play the first half and take the points with the Giants. I think this is a really good game to play, especially from the Giants' perspective. I hope
Yes,
that gave
sir.
you some clarity. I didn't mean to bounce all over the place,
You're
but
good. That was great. That was great, Harry. All right. You got 5 games for me today.
Peter Black has entered the chat and he's pissed. Blake. Oh, Peter Blake.
All right, Harry. What we'll do right now, right before I let you get out of here, we'll do a little bit of a recap. You got some games. Give me your top games of the week this week.
Oh God, I love my top games of the week. You know, I absolutely love the over in the Minnesota Green Bay game, and I think everything needs to be predicated against with the Chargers -5.5 if you're going to play parlays and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and talk about it. Games worth mentioning that I like are the Dallas Cowboys getting the 2.5 points, the Houston Texans getting the 10.5, even 11 points. Excuse me. I'd love to stay with the Chicago Bears getting the points, but I'd rather just be a fan instead of just giving that game out. Games worth mentioning: Washington +3, 3.5.
Sure.
And Indianapolis +7.5. San Francisco -5.5. Cleveland -12.5. Those are the games. Those are the games I really like. Jacob, thank you so much for having me on today, bud.
Yes, sir, bro. All right. I'll talk to you later, man. Go ahead. Tell everyone where they can find you first.
Oops. Where can they find me? They can find me usually sitting in my kitchen or working every day. I'm kidding. You can find me on 1252 Sports on the Over Under. I'm your host, Harry the Greek. Friday evenings, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Time. And as I always say, Peter, if you're going to gamble, keep your bets low and make your returns high. I'm Harry the Greek. Have a really good day, and thank you for tuning in today.
Yes, sir. Peace, man. Have a good one. All right, guys. I'm going to give you I have 4 games that I really like this week. I'm going to give them to you recapped. So first, Giants +11.5 at the Bucks Monday night. Love that game. The Packers -1.5 at the Vikings. I also do like the over in that game. Harry kind of pushed me that way. I like Indy +7.5 at the Buffalo Bills today. And I love the Washington football team and the Panthers going over 42.5. And with that, we're going to wrap today from the Hard Count Football Podcast Live. My name is Jacob Charnow. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. Special thanks to Harry the Great for coming on, as always, talking about all the lines. It's always a blast having him on. Guys, go follow me on Twitter at Jacob Charnow, Instagram at Hard Count Football. Subscribe to Hard Count Football and make sure to check out all the other shows here on 1252 Sports Chicago. Enjoy your Sunday, guys. I'll see you next week.